Sorry it's going to be a long story, but here's a little background before I get into it. My sister, 22, and I, 23, have never really had a great relationship growing up. We share the same mom but not the same dad. My mom left my dad when I was 6 weeks old and got with her now husband and had my sister a year and a half later. So I was always left out of things, and anything I got my sister had to have. When I got engaged and pregnant, I told her, and also said don't tell anyone as I'm planning on telling Mom tonight, and she ended up telling them that night before I could, which caused them to react negatively to me being pregnant. So we drifted apart after that. So when I started planning my wedding after baby was here, I decided to not make any of my sister's bridesmaids as I could have some and not one, so it just became I'll have none. I instead made my two youngest sisters, both 14, the flower girls, because they wanted to play a part in the wedding. Now, to the point of this, I had a video chat with my mom one day, and she and my sister were looking at dresses to buy to wear to the wedding, and they kept looking at dresses that looked like my dress and asked, is this okay? And I would say no, that's like way over the top for a guest to wear, especially when it looks like my dress, and they both knew what my dress looked like. And then they found this black dress with light blue flowers that TBH looked white, and the style of the dress looked like mine, and my sister then asked me, what about this one? I love this one. Also, are we allowed to wear black to the wedding? And so I turned to my partner, M24, and I asked him, and he said no, so I turned back and I said my partner, and I agree and say no, sorry. She ended up sending me a photo of her in the dress a couple weeks later, and she didn't say, I'm in the shop, do you think you can change your mind? There was nothing, she just sent the photo, and I was like, it's nice. I didn't say yeah, wear it, but I also didn't say no because I had said no previously. I then come to find out at a family dinner that she bought the dress and said to me, but at least I'm not trying to upstage you in a sarcastic way. And I just left my parents' house and went home and thought about it for a few days, and then I called my mom to ask her what she thinks, and she said, you're on your own, I'm not helping. And so I messaged my sister and said I don't know if she remembers, but we said no to wearing black to the wedding. Her response was something my mom and $Dad helped write and said, as I'm not part of the bridal party, I've decided to wear black as it's important for me to wear something I feel confident in. So I said we chose no black because for me I feel black at a wedding is bad luck for the couple, and she said she's not changing the dress. Which I responded that if she turns up in that dress, she'll be told to leave. Which blew up with my whole family except my grandparents and my partner's side of the family, as they all saw her dress and knew my dress, my future MIL, and my grandma came dress shopping, and they agree that it looks like my dress, and also she disrespected us by buying a black dress after we said no. My family are calling me a bridezilla, pathetic, and Hitler-esque for what I said, and also said I'm splitting the family up over a dress. So since then I haven't been to see my mom or anyone other than my grandparents, and my mom hasn't come visited. My mom is now saying I'm keeping my son from her. If this was my sister's wedding and she said no pink or any other color, I feel comfortable, and my mom would tell me I'm the AH for picking the color she said no to, but it's my wedding and I said no to black and she picked black, and my mom's telling me I'm the AH for telling her she can't. So, AITAH for telling her she can't wear that dress to my wedding?